Men, the most devastating breakups aren't the explosive fights that end in dramatic confrontations. They're the quiet, systematic dismantling of relationships where she's already emotionally checked out and mentally moved on, spending weeks or months methodically preparing her exit while you're still invested and unaware that the relationship you're trying to maintain has already ended in her mind. Before we dive in, hit subscribe, smash that like and hype button, and drop a comment if you've ever been blindsided by a breakup you didn't see coming, only to realize later that all the signs were there for weeks. Your experience might help another man recognize when his partner is quietly preparing to leave and address it directly, rather than being shocked by the inevitable end. Red flag. 1. The future language shift. I replaces we. When her language about future plans subtly shifts from we to I, talking about what she's planning to do, where she's thinking of going, what she wants to accomplish, without naturally including you in those visions, she's not accidentally forgetting to include you in her future planning. She's mentally rehearsing a future where you're no longer present, and this linguistic shift reveals she's already separated you from her forward-looking mental timeline. What this reveals? This reveals she's no longer imagining you in her future. When people are committed to relationships, they naturally think and speak in we terms about anything beyond the immediate present. When that shifts to I consistently, especially regarding plans that would normally involve both partners, it reveals mental separation has already occurred. She's planning her life as single person while still technically in the relationship. Notice if she corrects herself or if the shift is unconscious. If she says, "I'm thinking about," then catches herself and adjusts to "we should," she's still mentally including you, but having to consciously correct her language. If she consistently uses I without any self-correction or awareness of excluding you from future plans, the unconscious nature of the shift reveals how complete her mental departure is. Red flag 2. The compliment drought. 0 positive acknowledgement. When she stops saying anything positive about you, no more compliments about your appearance, no appreciation for things you do, no acknowledgement of your qualities or positive traits, just neutral or negative observations, if anything at all. She's not taking your positive qualities for granted. She's stopped seeing or valuing what made her attracted to you initially, because she's emotionally detached and mentally reframing the relationship negatively to justify her planned exit. What this reveals? This reveals active emotional detachment and potential rewriting of relationship history. When someone is preparing to leave, they often unconsciously or consciously shift to viewing everything about you and the relationship through negative lens to make leaving feel justified and necessary. The absence of any positive acknowledgement reveals she's no longer emotionally invested in making you feel valued because she's no longer invested in maintaining the relationship. Notice if the compliment drought is sudden or gradual. If someone who used to regularly express appreciation suddenly goes completely silent on positive feedback, the abrupt change signals recent decision or shift. If it's been gradually declining over months, the slow withdrawal reveals long-term emotional exit process. Red flag 3. The conflict avoidance. She stops fighting. When she stops engaging in arguments or disagreements, issues that would have previously sparked discussion or conflict now get met with indifference. She withdraws from conversations that used to matter to her, and she seems unbothered by things that would have upset her before. She's not becoming more peaceful or mature. She's stopped caring enough to fight because fighting requires emotional investment she's no longer willing to make in a relationship she's already decided to leave. What this reveals? This reveals complete emotional withdrawal. Fighting, while unpleasant, shows investment. People fight about things that matter to them with people they're invested in. When someone stops fighting, it's not because problems are resolved. It's because they've decided the relationship isn't worth the emotional energy of conflict. This apathy is actually more dangerous than increased fighting because it reveals they're already gone emotionally. Notice the difference between healthy conflict resolution and apathetic withdrawal. Healthy resolution involves working through issues to mutual understanding. Apathetic withdrawal involves not engaging at all, saying, whatever, do what you want, or I don't care. Not from compromise, but from complete disengagement. Red flag 4. The routine resistance. Breaking established patterns. When she starts resisting or changing established relationship routines, doesn't want to do your regular weekend activities, stops initiating your normal rituals, makes excuses to avoid traditions you've built together, or seems burdened by patterns that used to bring connection. She's not bored with routine activities. She's creating separation from relationship patterns to make the eventual break feel less disruptive because maintaining routines creates attachment she's trying to dissolve. What this reveals? This reveals intentional creation of distance and emotional separation. Relationship routines create bonds, shared identity, and feelings of partnership. When someone is preparing to leave, they unconsciously or consciously start breaking those routines to make leaving easier. Fewer shared patterns means less disruption when separating, and breaking routines helps her practice life without you before actually leaving. Notice whether she suggests alternatives or just avoids the activities. If she wants to modify or try new things together, that's healthy evolution. If she just wants to stop doing things together without proposing alternatives or showing interest in creating new shared experiences, the one-directional withdrawal reveals intentional distancing. Red flag 5. The social circle separation. Your lives. Stop overlapping. When she starts separating your social circles, making plans with friends without inviting you when she used to include you, avoiding couple activities with mutual friends, not wanting to attend events where you'd be together socially, or specifically choosing activities where you're not present. She's not needing independence. She's systematically untangling your interconnected lives to make the breakup less complicated and to practice social life without you before making the split official. What this reveals? This reveals strategic preparation for separation. When someone is committed to relationship, they naturally maintain and build social overlap. Mutual friends, couple activities, integrated social lives. When they start deliberately separating social spheres, they're preparing for life after the relationship by establishing independent social identity and reducing shared connections that would make splitting difficult. Notice if she's open about her separate social activities or vague about them. If she's transparent about what she's doing and who she's with, it might be healthy independence. If she's vague, defensive, or avoids details about her social life that now excludes you, the secretiveness reveals she's creating separate life she doesn't want you part of. Red flag 6. The physical distance. Consistent avoidance of intimacy. When she consistently avoids physical closeness, no longer initiates physical affection, moves away from casual touches, shows discomfort with intimacy, finds reasons to maintain physical distance, or her body language reveals she's uncomfortable with physical proximity. She's not going through a phase or dealing with stress. She's experiencing physical manifestation of emotional detachment where her body reflects what her mind has already decided about the relationship ending. What this reveals? This reveals complete loss of romantic connection and attraction. Physical affection and intimacy naturally flow from emotional connection and attraction. When someone is preparing to leave, physical contact often becomes uncomfortable or forced because their emotions no longer support physical intimacy. The body reveals truth the mind might not yet be verbalizing. Notice whether it's all physical contact or specifically romantic contact. If she still accepts hugs from family and friends but recoils from your touch, the specific avoidance of your physical contact reveals the issue is with you and the relationship, not general touch aversion. Red flag. 7. The emotional absence, present physically but gone mentally. When she's physically present but emotionally absent, sits on her phone when you're together, doesn't engage in meaningful conversation, shows no interest in your life or experiences, seems mentally somewhere else during your interactions, and generally seems to be going through motions without actual presence. She's not distracted or stressed. She's already emotionally exited the relationship and is maintaining physical presence while mentally she's already moved on. What this reveals? This reveals the relationship exists in form only, not in substance. She's maintaining the structure of the relationship, still seeing you, still technically together, while completely withdrawn emotionally. This zombie relationship state often precedes breakup because she's already experienced the emotional separation and is just waiting for right moment or circumstances to make the physical separation match her mental one. Notice if she's absent with you specifically or absent in general. If she's mentally checked out in all areas of life, it might be depression or stress. If she's fully engaged and present with friends, at work, or in other contexts, but specifically absent and disengaged when with you, the selective absence reveals the problem is specifically with the relationship.